We're at All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And we're going to play their mini golf course. We are seniors, so the total came to $13.50. Pretty good. Who's going to win? It's going to be Ethan or it's going to be Jaime? Who won the last game? Taters Gonna Tate.
Okay, here we go at the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Sorry about the audio, folks, but we did have a problem with the external microphone that has been since rectified, and I'm using the new one right now to do this voiceover. So here we go. Jaime teeing off on the first hole. It's kind of windy, but it was a nice day out in Baton Rouge at the time. And setting up what should be a good second shot. Prior to this, we'd never played mini golf in Louisiana, so it was nice to get into the state out of the way. As we've had people ask for more mini golf from more places around the country, and so as we're able to do that, we're happy to do that for you. So please like and subscribe so we can do more of that for you. Oh, and a quick miss there. And a visit from Nope Lady, first of the game. I'm sure she'll be back many times, knowing us. Ethan going for the second shot.
Nope.
And just wide. And there we go. That's in for three. Sadly, thanks to the terrible prior audio, we have no idea what either of us was saying at the time, so sure it was secrets to the universe. But anyway, here goes Jaime for her second shot.
Aww.
Just wide of the mark. Visit from the kid. And tied 3 apiece after one. Hole number 2. Looks like a swirly affair here. Very high potential to send the ball somewhere you don't want it to go. Jaime up first due to the tie on the first hole. And just gets it up over the hump and around and down. Setting up again what should be a pretty good second shot. Bit of a distance, but definitely makeable. Here comes Ethan now. And as advertised, there goes the ball. So we're going to go to the real audio here, and the reason being is a big decision has to be made. Is it a mulligan or is it a draw? Let's find out. And again, apologies about the terrible audio, but we need to hear what they're saying.
You put it back in. Well, you can't. You either have to drop it in where it fell out for an extra stroke, or you have to start over again. I can't imagine you get to just redo the hole.
Well, it went out over here.
Went out over there, so just drop it right
there.
there.
Going for the drop.
Oh, I would have died if it had fallen out again.
Taking the stroke penalty instead of the mulligan. And the decision not to mulligan may have paid off there. Because even though it's setting up a 3, it's a very makeable 3. And in the hole for 3. But Jaime definitely with a shot to pull into the lead here with this putt, if she could sink it for 2.
Aww.
And wide of the mark, there's the kid. Not just Nope Lady here, we've also got the kid. Calls the wider things within a certain margin. That was in that margin. For those of you wondering the decision-making process.
Aww.
Wide again. And finally in for 4. Ethan takes the lead.
Number 3.
Over to Holly.
Thanks editing Ethan. Almost a mulligan early in the game, but he took the drop. That gamble seems to have paid off.
Thanks for that analysis, Holly. And here we are on hole 3, taking a look at where the hole's actually at. Looks like there's a water hazard potential. Ethan up first due to Jaime having 4 strokes on the second hole. Ethan with the soft touch. Right at Jaime's feet. So a pretty decent first effort. So they check out the pond. And the nice looking course there in Baton Rouge. On a sunny, windy day. Let's see if Jaime has an answer. And she hits the ball. And in for 2. Better showing than the prior hole, so good improvement there. Let's see if Ethan can answer back. From pretty much the same spot. And in for 2 as well. Hey, real quick, you guys, we want to tell you about the WELP Tour coming up in July, at the end of July. 9 states, 1 epic road trip, lots of mini golf.
So many curly cue bangs.
The centerpiece of the mini golf portion of the tour is Myrtle Beach. So we're excited about that. We have no idea how many courses we're going to do. It's going to be as many as we can in the time allotted. You guys want to like and subscribe and be here to catch all the action.
You asked for us to leave the state of Florida. We've left the state of Florida and have
Many times, but that was like the time, like for sure we're going to do it.
and
so.
apparently have no intention of returning.
That's right.
And our downstairs neighbors appreciate it.
Yep. Keep an eye out for the WELP Tour coming this July.
Well, our part is this July. Their part is probably August.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hurt
But
yourselves.
that's when we're doing it.
Yeah, don't hurt yourselves.
Yeah, all right. Number 4. Okay, hole number 4, just like you said. So we got more water hazard potential on the left. But as is often the case with this course, seems pretty straightforward, but kind of a lumpy course. Something that, if the regular audio was working, you'd hear us commenting on. Ethan with his first stroke, setting up a good 2 right in the middle of everything. So he's going to do the sportsmanlike thing and get rid of the ball. And in for the quick 2. While we're waiting for the switch over, now's a good time to talk about the WELP Tour, just like they did in the little cutout there, but really you don't want to miss it. That's going to be a lot of mini golf, a lot of states, a lot of driving around. Hey, Nope Lady, do they want to miss it?
Nope.
No, they don't. So you want to like and subscribe and make sure you don't miss any of the action. And here's Jaime's first shot.
Aw.
Definite visit from the kid there. Oh, a really tough break there, stopping short. And she's in for 4. Let's throw it over to Holly.
A very up and down game for Jaime. Let's see if she can make up some strokes and tighten up. Ethan seems to be playing a focused game right now, but he could melt down any second. Back to you.
Thank you, Holly, and we take a look at that obstacle right in the middle there. Hopefully not going to be an issue, and yet Ethan right at it. Setting up what could be a very long two. Jamie's going to be coming up next. So we take another look at this fine sunny day in Baton Rouge. Let's see how Jaime handles the center obstacle. She goes around it.
Nope.
And gets the nope lady. Definitely threatening a hole-in-one there, but just wide. And here's where we talk about that lumpy course being an issue.
Nope.
Another visit from Nope Lady. Not good. And in the hole for 4. All right, Ethan definitely has his work cut out for him here, but again, a long 2 could really put some distance between the two of them, but not quite at all. Setting him up for 3.
Nope.
Now he gets a visit from Nope Lady. And 4.
Number 6.
Okay. I'm filming from back here on this one.
There's a little bit of the live audio from the actual day, just so it's not just me yapping here in the booth. As they're saying to each other in the actual audio, not at all a level hole there, which could really be an issue as they try to keep the strokes to a minimum. Jaime out with her first stroke.
What the?
And off the beaten path and into the gravel. Let's see what she's going to do. If she's going to take a mulligan or if she's going to take the drop. Ethan set up the drop for her if she wanted to opt for it, and she's going for it.
Nope.
And getting a visit from Nope Lady, and in for 2. How about that?
I don't think that's right.
Even a surprise here in the booth. Let's see what Ethan's got to say about that.
Aw.
Well, he gets a visit from the kid, is what he gets. But keeps it in play just barely. How about the long 3? And in for the long 3. All right. I'm not biased.
A reminder to stop by and visit All Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana if you're in the area. Not only do they have a large bowling alley, but the mini golf is very affordable. This video is not sponsored by All Star Lanes, but please let them know you saw them on Taters Gonna Tate. And now, back to the announcing booth.
Thanks for that, Holly. As we move on to hole number 7, here at the beautiful All Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as you said. Looks like we've got a little bit of a vexing situation here. There's a fake ramp off to the right. Not quite sure why that's even there. So clearly it's just a straight shot onto the back. Ethan up first. Really hugging the edge there. Now it could have something to do with, again, the not level playing field. And I'm talking about the course. Well, let's see how Jaime does when she takes her turn. While she's getting set up, as Holly was just saying, it really helps out the independent mini golf places out there if you do go out there and support them. And please let them know you did see them here on Taters Gonna Tate, so they know that people are finding out about them and taking an interest. Here's Jamie's first shot. Very similar but different to Ethan's. Let's see how that plays out on the second shot. What looks like a easy makeable 2
Nope.
is wide. but good rebound. And in for 3. Bit of a journey to get there, but she got it in 3. That's good. She kept the stroke count as low as she could. Ooh, and Ethan with a dagger of a 2 right there. And setting up Jaime's least favorite kind of hole. Hole number 8, and folks, we do apologize for the audio mix-up with the original source video, but we're making the best of a bad situation. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully all this effort was worth it to make it so it wasn't just completely a bunch of pantomime. As Jaime gets in position so Ethan can set up his first shot after a swig of water. Very important to stay hydrated, especially in a place like Louisiana with all that heat and humidity. All right, water's put away. Here comes Ethan's first stroke. And right for the back of the wall. Now, Jaime has a tendency to get injured inside of caves, but this seems pretty wide. But it is a lumpy course, so you just never know. One bad step can spell disaster in situations like this. Well, let's see how Jaime handles hole number 8. There's her first putt.
Aw.
Got a visit from the kid there. Strong rebound, right back into the cave. She wants to stay out of it, and yet she's right back in it with that rebound. And way wide of the mark there. Setting up putt number 3. And in for 3. Pretty tight game as that goes so far. No big blowouts. But Ethan in for 2, keeping the pressure on.
Okay, this is a water feature.
Yep.
How far off the course are you going to hit it?
A little bit of the original audio there, just so we can get an idea of what's happening on the course. Water features like this, not Ethan's strong suit lately. But let's see if he can persevere and not have it be a problem. Well wide of the water feature, so that's no lost balls there. And setting up what should be a pretty close and easy 2. We can't count it until it's actually in the hole. Let's see how Jaime does. Coming up at the half, I'll be talking with Holly, analyzing the first half, breaking down the performance before we get into the second half. We again appreciate you folks tuning in and watching this on Taters Gonna Tate. And apologies for the audio issues that we're experiencing with the original source video. Here's Jaime away, right in the water. Not right in the water. But held up on the scenery. Jaime looks like she's contemplating a mulligan. And takes it. Jaime wanting to take advantage of the water feature situation rather than bypassing it like Ethan did. Let's see if the mulligan paid off. I know Holly's watching this with great interest, especially when we talk at the half. The ball gets stuck in the water. Now I can say that at the time of filming, it was agreed that moving the ball through the water is not going to count as a stroke because it was being artificially held up by trash in the water. So that concludes Jaime's first stroke, setting up a reasonably good second stroke as per Ethan's first stroke. It's a very similar placement. And in for two. Jaime certainly has to appreciate that she kept it low. Because who knows what could have happened if she had not opted for the mulligan there. But that uses up her one and only mulligan.
Nope.
Ethan wide of the mark. Still wide of the mark, and in for three. And that's a wrap for the first half. Let's talk to Holly. And welcome to halftime, sponsored by Nathan Shea Conditioning. Ethan winning by 4 strokes at the moment. And Holly, as you said earlier, a very up and down game for Jaime. But what are you seeing where you're at and how this game's been playing out so far?
Thank you, editing Ethan. Jaime has had some tough breaks during the first half, but never scored higher than 4 strokes. Ethan has played a tighter game but hasn't managed to completely shut the door on a possible comeback by Jaime.
And as you said, Ethan has a chance of melting down at any given moment of this game. It hasn't happened yet, but still a lot of action to come. Holly, what are your predictions for the second half?
That's a tough question, because I'm not a real person and say whatever Ethan typed into the script. Let's assume lorem ipsum dolor omet, unless proven otherwise.
Okay, well, a lot of action yet to come. Sponsored by Nathan Shea Conditioning. We'll get you right back to the second half after this. It's 6,000 degrees outside and your skin is melting off and it's January. And it's never gonna get any better no matter what you do while you're outside. But not so fast. There's always Nathan Shea Conditioning whenever you're outside and there's something around to block that terrible hot sun. Protecting your family since time immemorial. Nathan Shea Conditioning is right there, right when you need it, during daytime hours, wherever you happen to be, anywhere in the world. Thank you, Nathan Shea Conditioning, for sponsoring another episode. And welcome back to the second half of the game here at the All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Ethan with the 4-stroke lead in the first half, but still a lot of action to come. Jaime roaring out of the gate with good rebounds, setting up a really close second shot. Is she gonna just hole out and get rid of it? Looks like she's gonna. And in for the easy two. Putting the pressure on Ethan to respond back with a not more than a 2, really, is his best hope. Let's see what he can do here. Wide of the mark, but a good rebound. Very makeable second shot. Oh, and a dramatic second shot at that. Going out with flair on to hole 11. Hole number 11. Reminder that the original source audio was heavily compromised, therefore the need for this voiceover instead. Do apologize for that. This is kind of a one-off. We realized the problem quickly and made other arrangements in future videos. But Jaime there with the first stroke on hole 11. The lumpiness and not level ground, certainly a factor in shot placement here. As Ethan has a very dismal first stroke. But no mulligan here. Just going to chance it with that second stroke. Could be a big mistake. That's setting up a good 3. And in. Jaime now taking her second stroke. Looking to keep it below 3, but nope, just wide. Setting up a potential 3 here. And that's exactly what happens. 3 apiece. Hole number 12 coming up next. Seems to be a pretty straightforward affair with the exception of that set of pilings right in the middle. And it's a bit lumpy and uneven as Ethan trips there. Just going to show how much of a hazard that course can be if you're not paying attention while you're walking. Jaime up first with the good rebound, setting up what should be a fairly easy 2. As they make the switch off, let's see how Ethan does as he tees up. Hopefully better than when he walked out towards the hole. And a very comparable putt, just landing on the opposite side of the green from Jaime. Ethan for his second putt. Bit too conservative there. And in for the 3. Jaime has a chance to claw back a stroke here. Not guaranteed, as Ethan just demonstrated.
Nope.
And gets a visit from No Plate instead.
Aw.
And a visit from the kid. Oh boy, and the video game developers. Not a good showing on this hole for Jaime. And in for 5. And that brings us now to hole number 13. It's a bit of a tricky one, kind of a waterfall design. And not really looking like a hole-in-one opportunity for either party. So setting up a good second shot is going to be key on this hole. Not a great second shot opportunity, but that's what Ethan will have to work with for his second shot. That'll bring up Jaime now. See how she does on her first putt. Very similar placement. And it looks like there's been an incident. Jaime is down on the ground. Medical teams are responding right now, they're rushing to the course. Hold on. Editing Ethan here in the booth. There's been an incident. Jaime's down, as you saw. Holly's there with the medical teams. She has an update. Holly, what do you know? What's going on?
Yes, Jaime took a hard fall and may have suffered multiple fractures. I asked the medical team for an update, but they said they couldn't share any information due to HIPAA.
And what are you hearing? Are they going to call the match? Is that it for this? Are we going to have to cut over to Golden Girls? What do you know?
Okay, Representative. Please hold while I transfer you.
Okay, well, I'm told that there is an update right now. The producers are telling me that we do have an update on Jaime's condition. Let's go down to the green for the live update. You want to call it, or you want to keep going?
I've lost, but we might as well keep going. I'm not going to be a quitter just because I'm dying. That's what that ambulance was for. It knew. Oh my God. Do nothing you want to do the rest of this trip.
And you heard it straight from Jaime. It's game back on. Reporting from the future, we can say that Jaime's doing well. Her injuries have healed up quite a bit, and no major injuries were suffered other than scrapes and bruises. She's on 2 right now, going for the 3rd putt. And sinks it in for 3. Again, we here at Taters Gonna Tate very pleased that she's on the mend, and very grateful that this was not a worse injury, as Jamie's quick to point out, she very well could have hit her head on a rock and went just a bit wide of that, very fortunately. Ethan for his 2nd putt, well wide of the hole, giving him a chance to tie up the hole with the 3rd putt.
Nope.
But nope, brings up nope lady, and in for 4. It's time for hole number 14. This one, from a distance, seems pretty straightforward, but it actually is a stunt jump over water. Jamie's up first. We'll see how she maneuvers through that. And she loses the ball off the edge of the course. And she's out of mulligans, so she can either try the hole over or take a drop. But this is different. Ethan's giving her a reverse mulligan. It's a fair move, very sportsmanlike. They get 1 per game apiece, and so rather than using it strategically to seal the win, Ethan going the other way with that. And Jamie over the ramp this time, or the jump. Which means Ethan's going to tee up now. See how he does with the stunt jump. And just gets it through the rocks and to the other end of the hole. Setting up what could be a very makeable 2. And does. Let's see how Jamie responds. She's got a much longer putt in front of her here, but it's possible.
Aww.
Instead gets a visit from the kid. And taps it in for 3. Definitely not as bad as it could have been. Ethan calling for like and subscribe. As noted in the original audio, they drove all the way to Louisiana for this. Please take a moment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. We do appreciate it. Over to 15 and an update from Holly.
As you can see, Jamie is showing her injuries as they start to set in. She is down 6 strokes right now, but still has a chance to come back.
Thanks for that update, Holly, and we're about to get teed up here on number 15. As they take a look down to see where the hole's actually at. Jamie hanging back to cut back on walking too much. And it looks like a pretty close 2nd putt opportunity. And is. Let's see how Jamie responds. A bit of a retrograde bounce there, not what she was looking for. Sitting with a very long 2. Jamie calling for the camera, wanting Ethan to get his ball out of the way. And in for 2 at his end. If Jamie can get a 2 here, she can keep it close going into the final 3 holes. but well wide of the hole.
Nope.
Ooh, a nope lady right there for that call. Oof. Things just not going Jamie's way at the moment.
Nope.
And picks up a 6 and another visit from nope lady.
Followed by 16. Okay, well,
Where's the hole?
I'm doing a bang up job with these obstacles. Right on the other side of that. Ideally, you want that middle one, but I don't know.
Makes sense.
And just a bit of the original audio there. Good explanation of what they're up against on hole number 16. So you think it's blocked by the center obstacle. He's through that time and in for 2. How about that on the rebound? Definitely keeping the pressure on Jaime. Let's see how she manages the obstacle compared to how Ethan just did. And gets it right on through. Setting up what should be a very makeable second shot. As Jaime steps gingerly through the obstacle area and sinks the 2.
It's a fun fact, that's not scenery.
Yeah, he just wandered in.
Carefully.
He's really in the way, too.
I've not been drinking water.
Neither have I.
Back, you fiend. Cool. This one's coming back. Two. Wow.
Thought I'd do a crappy shot and then put some pressure on you.
Nope.
Yep, well. Folded like a cheap tent.
Can I bowl my ball?
Thought you were on strike.
Haha.
Mishaps, maladies.
And after a spot of some usable audio, the feed went dead again. So editing Ethan back here in the booth, joined of course by Holly. Jaime threw the pins on her first putt, setting up a very makeable 2. Taking a very long walk to get to her ball. And she'll just finish out the hole there on 2 strokes. That's a wrap for Jaime's game as they switch off cameras. Ethan taking the long walk to go tee up. I do thank you for watching mini golf here on Taters Gonna Tate. The next scheduled game is in Houston, Texas. So you'll definitely want to come back next Monday for that. Ethan not through the pins, but definitely a bit more challenging of a 2. Let's see if he can sink that to wrap up the game.
Aw.
Nope, wide. One more visit from the kid. and 3. And that'll do it. That's the end of regulation. All right, we're going to get Jamie to a rapid response here.
No, I'm fine. I'm just, we got hand sanitizer in the car, and I've got a little first aid kit in my suitcase, so we have to go in the trunk.
Yeah.
But hope you liked the video. He decimated me. Even without the fall, he decimated me.
Yeah.
So good job, Ethan.
Yep.
And see you in the next one.
Yep.
Just not here.
And editing Ethan here in the booth. Holly, that's a wrap from Baton Rouge. What are your thoughts of the game? Did it pretty much beat your expectations, or what do you think?
While the game had the potential to be a closer battle and possibly a tie score, Ethan did not relinquish his lead once it was firmly established. I give it a B-.
Yeah, definitely a tough break for Jamie, but good, again, that she's on the mend and, again, was not as serious as an injury as it could have been. Very thankful for that. But we will catch you in the next mini golf here on Taters Gonna Tate with better audio coming from Houston, Texas. So definitely like and subscribe. Definitely come back for that, and we will catch you in the next video. How about this?
No!